Today we're doing my November bullet journal. Come on in, welcome to my home. Today I am doing my November 2019 bullet journal, and I am telling you something right now. I'm already busy. What's up with that? How can I be busy already? November hasn't even started. We're just at the end of October. So, with that in mind, I'm going to keep my November bullet journal as simple and as easy as is humanly possible. Simple. It's got to be simple, because if it's not, I don't know why November is going to be, I just have this feeling it's going to be so busy. We'll have to see. All right, let's first look at my October bullet journal up to this point. Today is the 21st of October. Have my splash page with of course, my quote. Once again, didn't do much on it. Still loving this setup. This setup works really well. Everything is great on that. I have the 2-page weekly spread. And you'll notice that some days I really do use most of that space. So that is an important thing to remember. Don't use the notes still. And where are we? I'm not even sure. This is what I'm telling you. This month is getting so busy. Love that. Everything is great. We are here. We're still editing things. So I'm liking all of this. And of course, next week I haven't even gotten to next week. All right. Things that I think are just so cool. The way the cleaning trackers worked out, that is great. So we have the dishes and of course the laundry and the trash, and it shows me what happens. My mood tracker, really liking the mood tracker with the different jars and the vials, and then the wonderful little legend there for that, the key for that. And you can tell that this has not been that bad of a month at all. I've been in a pretty good mood all month. And then, of course, my sleep and my water tracker, which I'm going to change up just a hair. And I mean just a hair. Now we get into other things which you might not have a tracker for. This is just to keep me in line with, so I know what videos what are in my videos and all those sort of things. That's just the music. Now the interesting one is this. I've started an Instagram tracker so that way I can keep track of what Instagram post that I should be doing, so that way I can keep my Instagram up to date. And you'll notice something else. I'm like at the end of my tracker. I'm at the end of this book. I do not have, after looking at this, I did not have enough pages left over to go into doing the trackers. So what did I have to do? I have a new bullet journal. This is a brand new bullet journal. And as you can see already, we have bleed through. There is a lot of bleed through. So you can imagine I'm probably not going to stay in this bullet journal for very long, simply because there's a lot of bleed through. But my goal with this month's tracker, or this month's bullet journal, is to make my life as easy as is possible. Because, as I said at the beginning of this, for me, November is just a wild month in trying to figure out how to keep everything going, how to keep everything, organized. It can be crazy. I do not know why November seems to be busier than December. We'll have to think about that one for a while. But let me get started with this. We're going to start with our monthly calendar. I did not expect that the smaller notebook to be such a change. This is a massive change from what I'm used to, and that really did shock me. We've got the simple calendar, and I'm using a new ruler. And if you check the description, you will see that most of the equipment that I use is listed down in the description. And what I really like about this is the fact that with a bullet journal you can make it your own. And this month I made this my own, and like I said before, this month really needs to be simple, like super simple. It's going to be a rough month. Thanksgiving, Christmas is just around the corner, and Christmas is going to be a big event. So for my splash page, I'm just going to go with something super, super simple. Just the monthly calendar, try to do the lettering in a little bit fancier than normal. Still working on my lettering skills, but we are getting there. But we've got it going so far, and this is, like I said, the November 2019 bullet journal. Uh, we're just going with the normal abbreviations, but that's the best part about this. Remember to make this your own bullet journal. You can do this however you want. I am going to try something different this time with my splash page and make it even simpler. No quotes, no anything exciting, just a simple splash page. This is where it's slightly different. This is going to be my monthly task and goals. I'm going to try to write in there what things I know that I need to get done this month, like Thanksgiving dinner, that sort of thing. And also have the calendar for next month. That's going to become a big issue. With Christmas just around the corner, I'm probably going to need to know what dates those things are as I'm trying to figure out when certain things are coming up. Very rarely will I use this page, I know, but it needs to be there just in case. Now we are on to our tracker. The cleaning tracker from last month I did absolutely love, as I've said repeatedly. So I'm going to keep most of that the same. And this works just the same for all of these things. But we will change it up just a hair. When you are doing this, make sure that this works for you. And it's a trial. When it comes to a bullet journal, it really is trial and error, and that's the best part about bullet journaling. It's trial and error. If it does not work for you one month, do it some other way. You'll notice that now I am rotating my bullet journal because guess what? Rotating my bullet journal as I'm drawing these lines is fairly important. I can draw my lines better. In fact, you will notice later on in this that I'll start tilting my bullet journal according to the way that I actually write versus according to the way that I show these things in the video, because I write at a severe slant when I am writing things down. So yeah, we're putting in the calendar and all the dates in there, which will help me keep things going. And then we have everything that we need to do our cleaning, with just our abbreviations for mopping, decluttering, cleaning, and vacuuming. Because I didn't really need all those other dates. I'm only going to do this once a week. I changed the sheets. I have that marked at the end of the week because yes, I change my sheets once a week. And according to most places, that's how often you should probably change your sheets. But it's up to you. I am looking at making stickers for these kind of date things simply because my hand hurt. My hand hurt a lot by the time I got done writing that. That's a lot of dates, and it's just repetitive. So I might dig out the printer and actually make some stickers for that. And if I do, I will make those available to my patrons. So let me know down in the comments if you are interested in me making stickers for those sort of things, and we'll see what we can do with this. Now we are into my other trackers, my mood tracker, my activities tracker, and then my sleep and water tracker. Sleep and water tracker is what I'm slightly changing up. And you'll notice it, but it goes pretty much straightforward. I am using the new pens, which I just got recently. I am using the 0.8 to do the lines and some of the writing, and then the 0.5. The 0.1 I rarely ever use, but I do use it occasionally to just give a nice smaller line. This time, I do not have that much color in this because simply I really, really honestly and truly just needed something simple. Then we will mark this off for the Monday. I will mark off each Monday as it comes up, so that way I know where we are in the week, and I can look over there and say, hey, look, if it has a line, or if it's boxed in, it's a Monday. So that makes life so much easier. I did make a mistake, and I used my white gel pen to correct that mistake. Going across here, I have the numbers 1 through 9, and that's just simply so that we can figure out how much sleep I got, how much water I got. Now, what is interesting about this is the fact that the 1 through 9 will be a big departure from my normal water, because normally my glasses that I drink out of are 2-cup glasses. Now, my Instagram wonderful little setup here, I do like now that I've done this, and in case you're wondering what my symbols are, we have the check is for the fact that it's ready to, the idea is ready to go. We have a camera, yes, that blob is supposed to be a camera for the pictures taken. The scissors for editing, the up arrow for it's uploaded, and then what's supposed to be a postage stamp. You might not be able to tell that's a postage stamp. That means that it's been posted. Hopefully this will keep me on track when it comes to Instagram, because I want to make sure that I am doing a little bit more. Don't forget you can follow me on most social media at CM Coleman Home. Once again, we are ruling the Mondays so that way I know when Monday is. And I think I make a mistake in here someplace. Yeah. You can see it, but I'll live with that. Now, the one thing which I am going to add, because it is important since it is Thanksgiving month, I'm going to add a gratitude line. It's not going to be a gratitude journal, it's just going to be one line, so that way I can write down what I am grateful for that day in one line. It's supposed to help. So we will see how that goes. I will let you know how that goes for the month of November. But I thought that would be something which would go in line with the whole month of November. It just makes sense. On to our first weekly spread. The weekly spread, it's sort of set up the same, sort of isn't. I had a lot of problem with the smaller journal, and you'll probably get tired of hearing me say this, is the fact that I am going to be switching to a B5, because the B5 is just a little bit bigger, but it does work. I just think it was a little, I have large hands, I'll admit that. The large hands does make this a little bit more interesting to write with. Can't forget my monthly calendar down there. And I know I don't want to put in color, so I had to figure out a way to signify what the week is. And at first I was not sure how I will tell what the week is, then it dawned on me. Why not just put a box around it? And let's get on with the rest of our weekly calendars, since there are going to be 4 of them. This is about the time when I was realizing, hey, make it bigger so that way it's easier to write in. I do love the simplicity of this. I just think it's wonderful. It looks really nice. I was just amazed at how simple I can look at this, and I've played around with it just a bit recently, and I'm absolutely loving this. It's a variation on what I've been doing for a while now. My journal, we'll see how that one works. If you have not read the bullet journal book, you need to read the book. It's linked down in the description. It has a whole bunch of different things which you're supposed to be journaling with your bullet journal. And that is something that I had not done, and this gives me a little bit of space to do it. But I do a lot of stuff in a week. So that's why, of course, you know this, that's why I have the extra space for this. And I had to make sure that I actually did the right thing. Now we go on and keep going. I get asked quite often, does a bullet journal need a theme? No, you can be a minimalist. You can go with something really simple. Your bullet journal needs to be your own bullet journal. I've seen some really pretty bullet journals. I've seen some bullet journals that I don't think I would ever actually write in or anything, which is its own problem. Did I just make a mistake there? I think I did. I think I just noticed that. Interesting. Huh. Wonder if I'll catch that. I'm sure I will, but I'm also sure I won't erase it. That's one thing about bullet journal, and a lot of times when people go to change their mistake, they draw more attention to it than if they just left it alone. So sometimes you just want to just leave it. It will disappear. And on to our last week of November. Can you believe that? I mean, November, I think, is going to be just one of those months that just flies by. If you are in, I think, North America, yeah. That was a challenge. I'll admit, doing this one in the much smaller journal on the thinner pages was a massive challenge, but it is done and it will work for now. So let's start off with our splash page. We have the calendar and we have our goals and tasks, and there are a couple changes which we will talk about. Notes, we'll see what happens with that, and then the December calendar. What I'm going to try to do here is if I have a monthly task or monthly goals, I will try to write those in there. Alright, now our next page. Cleaning, that stayed the same. I did remember this time to put in my meditation. And now my mood tracker is what's sort of different. Everything else stays the same with I'll just put an X in there. The sleep and water, it'll be the same thing too, except I'll use a color for the sleep and water. Water, of course, will be blue because that just makes sense. And sleep will be yellow. Why? Because it just makes sense. Mood tracker is just going to be a series of dots. So that way I can just connect the dots on that one. So that will be really easy. Weeklies. This I actually, oddly enough, as I was doing this, I was like, hey, I'm going to make some massive changes on this as I'm doing this. So it is just a simple, minimal weekly with just the date space to write stuff down, nothing exotic, nothing thrilling, but I realized as I was doing that was, one, it was in cursive, which I swore I'd never do, and two, it's not that much space. Now, I do have a spot for journal. In the journal spot will be if there's something which I want to write down that, oh, that was a spectacular thing that happened, or a weekly to-do list. A lot of people are doing running to-do lists where they just jot down ideas of what they what they want to accomplish for that week. I can put that there using the same key as normal. Then I got smarter on this one and was like, hey, look, I should do it bigger. So this weekly does the bigger one. I did smudge that. I'm not real thrilled about that. But it is very, very minimal simply because I know this month is going to be really, really crazy. And once again, I will do it'll be a running to do or a journal where I'll just write down either something exciting that happens or something I want to get done with the week or a note. That I might actually do. I just can't believe how fast this is going to go. Then we have our next week, and then suddenly we're at the end of the month. End of the month. I cannot believe that we will be into December. Now, what's going to be interesting is going to be the 28th, because I don't know what exactly is going to happen on Thanksgiving Day. Then we switch over to my page, which you might not have. This will be my YouTube weekly cleaning tracker. You probably won't have one of those. And I'm going to stay in this book until the first of the year. Then I will start a new one. And I might add some extra pages to this. But the pages that I'm most excited about, as I've said before, I really have been enjoying my Instagram tracker, and you'll get, if you follow me on social media, you'll get to see the filled out everything. And then the gratitude page, which I probably skipped over, the gratitude is just going to be one line of something that I am grateful for that day. So that way I can fill it in, and since it is Thanksgiving time in North America, I will do the whole gratitude. We'll talk about this. Now, my Instagram post, I don't know if I talked about this, but so if I have the picture ready, if I have the idea ready, if I've taken the picture, edited the picture, uploaded the picture, and it's supposed to be a postage stamp, but hey, not that much of an artist, and then I can have the title of the picture, what the picture is, so that way it will be ready. It will be that simple to do. I hope you enjoyed that look at my bullet journal planning. I am super, super, super surprised by the fact that the A5 and the B5, the difference in the size of the books, changes everything. I will admit I'm going to go back to my B5 book because the B5 size, I just like it better. It's bigger. I have more room. So yeah, so for the next 2 months we'll be in the A5. Promise I won't complain about it that much, but it is much, much smaller. So that was something, but I do like the simplified thing. I do like the fact that we're going to we'll do the whole gratitude journal, gratitude line, I guess you'd say, for the day. And then also follow me on social media so that way you can see what I am posting in my bullet journal, because I'm going to try to keep up with my bullet journal a little bit better than I did this month. Well, I hope that you liked that. Let me know down in the comments what you think and what your bullet journal looks like. You can tag me on most social media at CM Coleman Home. And now here's really something really cool. I know what December's bullet journal theme is. It has a theme. It's all set. That one's ready to go. It's not a minimalist bullet journal. It has a theme. It is all ready. But for November, I really did just want something simple and plain and something that's not going to be overwhelming. I can do it because we're already really trying hard to get everything ready for Thanksgiving, and it's not until the end of the month. The end of the month. And we're even looking at Christmas. Oh, I won't even go into it. But yes, so I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to check me out on most social media. And also check out these videos, which I picked out just for you. All the things which I used are down there in the description. And I hope I get to see you again next time.